Welcome back to Blue and Blur, everybody. My name is Mark.
And I'm RJ, and today we're here to talk about Olympic hockey right after this.
All right, so today is, in case nobody knows it, today is Thursday. We are filming this right after the Canadians, the Montreal Canadiens. Actually, I'm too brainwashed with my Montreal Canadiens. The Team Canada played against Czechia. And did you get a chance to watch the game?
Of course I watched the game, and it was it was the first time in 14 years that best on best have got to play in other than the Nations Cup and in the Olympics. So that was it was pretty amazing to see those guys out there today and wearing the red and white. I don't know what's the deal with the black, by the way.
The black maple leaf.
I hate the black maple leaf.
Yeah,
I don't mind the black hockey pants can stay, but the black maple leaf is. I just find it weird. I don't know what the branding was on that, or they got a sports psychologist that says it strikes fear in the hearts of the other team.
Being in the military, and this is something off topic. Being in the military, I always thought it was illegal to change the color of the flag. Like it was illegal to change the color of.
Yeah, you'd think so. You'd wonder about that, eh? I don't know. That's another weird thing.
Yeah, absolutely. But today was a good game.
Anyway, let's talk about the hockey. So. They totally dominated. The first period was a bit back and forth, but then Canada got a goal with like 5.7 seconds left on the clock at the end of the first period, and that always kills a team. And it seems like Czechia came out in the second period a little shell-shocked, which is such a cliche when someone let a goal in that late in a period. But Canada just really dominated the next two periods.
Yeah, goal from the new kid Celebrini, Stone, the veteran Horvat, McKinnon, and then my guy Suzuki.
Yeah, four newcomers got goals, I believe.
Yeah.
Or was it three?
Yeah, it was a pretty dominant game from Canada. From what I got, it was 36-26 on the shots. It was a shutout for Binnington. Binnington played.
Bennington.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
speaking of shutouts, the Canada now in Olympic hockey, going back to 2010, I guess. That was their 11th consecutive win, and they've also gone the last 226 minutes without allowing a goal in Olympic hockey.
Wow, I didn't know that one.
226,
Wow.
yeah. They are really dominant. They're real. Back in the 70s, the Russians used to dominate the Olympics with their flash and their five-man all-in attack, but Canada seems to win with just blunt force and strangulation.
Speaking of blunt force, Morrissey is out. He was pulled out halfway through the game for an injury. I don't think they've reported anything yet.
No, and you can't. The tournament has now started, so you cannot. The rosters are now frozen.
Yeah.
Theodore. When you have a guy like Theodore as your seventh defenseman, that's a pretty good problem.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly.
he stepped in and that was good for him to get. He missed out on the Nations Cup, so Theodore's there. I don't have Morrissey's not. It's a loss, but it's not
not critical.
And we don't know. There's no report yet as to how long he'll be gone.
Yeah.
And I thought that Binnington, he wasn't severely tested, but he had a few closies. And he stepped right up, and all the talk about, his play in St. Louis this year has just been horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's ranked in the 48th in saves and 50th in this, and he's really he's really had an off year. But he's a money goalie, and he's there for it. I think what they'll probably do is come back with Thompson in the next game. And then probably go back to Binnington, and then I think it's Binnington's net to keep. But that would be my way. I think they'll they'll put a different goalie in for the next game, just to see what they've got with Thompson.
Yeah. Speaking of the next game, it's tomorrow against the Swiss at 3:10. Yeah, that's weird times. 3:10, 10 after 3. Anyways,
time zones.
Yeah, well, time. Yeah, and I don't know if Morrissey's going to be back in, but we're going to keep an ear out for that one. But I mean, that should be a no-brainer win against the Swiss. I
don't agree with you at all about that. The Swiss, if you go back and if you look both in the World Championships and Olympics, the Swiss have always given Canada problems. I didn't look it up beforehand, so I'm going to go on memory here. I think the Swiss beat Canada in 2006, that ill-fated team that didn't get to a medal. I think the Swiss either tied them or beat them, and they've bruised up Canada in the World Championships. Not every year, of course, but a couple of times the Swiss have snuck up on Canada. So do I think that Swiss are going to win? No, obviously Canada's probably going to win, but don't fall asleep on the Swiss. They love playing Canada.
Oh yeah, well, like you say, it's best on best. So if you make mistakes, the other team will capitalize on it.
Yeah, I think they'll probably win. But the Swiss have got there is a bit of a history there for the Swiss. They play Canada really well. Mm-hmm. The other thing I liked was I liked the lines. They had Stone, Crosby, and Marner was a really effective line. Marner played really well. Had a really beautiful setup on Stone's goal. I thought Marner played a really solid game. For those Leaf fans, they're always wondering, what's Marner going to do in a clutch hockey game?
Yeah,
he played really. I thought he played really well, and Celebrini, McDavid, and Wilson was a very effective line. I had dinner with a guy the other day. I would describe him as a general hockey fan, and he was like, "What's Tom Wilson doing on the team?" And I said, "Well, I actually think he might be playing with McDavid." He goes, "How can that guy play with McDavid?" And I go, "Just watch him skate. Wilson's a really fast. I mean, everyone goes, oh, he's a gooner, and he's this, that, and that." He's got like 25 goals this year, and he is a super fast hockey player.
Yeah, he's a powerhouse. Like he's a good guy to watch McDavid's back door.
Actually, the other funny thing about the game, the way the game started, the first shift, it wasn't Wilson, it was McDavid creating mayhem, just to show how committed these guys are. McDavid goes flying into the Czechia end and just knocked the defenseman right behind the net right on his ass. And you just got to love to see that, and it just shows you the level of commitment that these players have.
Yeah, absolutely. Make no doubt about it that, yes, these kids grow up wanting a Stanley Cup, but, man, the Olympic goal is a very, very close second, and they're going to play their hearts out for it for sure.
And, for the thing about it was, I thought McDavid and Wilson and Celebrini got good chemistry. And the third line was Hagel with McKinnon and Suzuki, and they played well. McKinnon was obviously the usual, and Bo Horvat scored a really beautiful goal, playing on the centering on the fourth line with the guys Marchand and Bennett. And anyway, they had Horvat played really well, I thought, as a fourth line center coming off the bench, and I thought it was a complete victory. And the Czechs are no slouch. The Czechians they had Pasternak. They had the other thing though I found really funny in the first period. Probably the hardest test ever was a scramble in front of the net. Binnington was out of sorts. The puck was sitting there in an open net, and our old buddy from the Toronto Maple Leafs, David Kampf, just took a swipe and missed it. And I thought that was the first time I've ever been happy with anything David Kampf did on the ice. I didn't think he always struggled with us in Toronto. But anyway, that was kind of funny to see an old Toronto Maple Leaf who was playing for Czechia. So it was a good game. Binnington played really well.
Yeah. In other action so far in the Olympics, a big key game was Slovakia beat Finland, which was that was a good game because Finland is no slouch.
That's an upset. Finland's a defending gold medalist.
Yeah, and our boy Slavkovsky played an excellent game, but he's no stranger to the Olympics because he played in the last Olympics. He's got 2 goals and I think 1 assist.
He's got 3 points. Yep.
Yeah, and he's definitely making his presence known out on the ice, which is something that Montreal's been just waiting for. What's coming up? Tomorrow, we mentioned that Canada's playing the Swiss tomorrow. The U.S. is going to be on ice. The U.S. is going to be on ice about 45 minutes from now against Latvia. And then our next game's going to Sunday the 15th against France at 2:10. The quarterfinals aren't starting till Wednesday, so it's just a bunch of preliminaries, and then qualifiers on Tuesday or Monday.
I really hope Canada gets to play the United States. It would be a crime if Canada or the United States got put out by say Sweden or something, and they don't. Maybe they'll meet in the United States and Canada with a way to fit. Maybe they'll meet in the semifinal. Or it'd be nice, of course, obviously, if the 2 big Titans met in the final. But I really hope I hope there isn't an upset where they don't at least meet once. So that's something to look out for.
What do you make about all the controversy comments that the Kachuk brothers have been putting about the unfairness of the Four Nations officiating?
Oh,
did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, Canada got all the favorable calls.
No, that's not true. I'm not saying that as a homer. I didn't think that was true at all. I don't. I mean, it's hard to recollect from it was a year ago, but I don't remember that there was a spate of calls going Canada's way in that.
No, me neither.
I don't. I mean, all the games weren't in Montreal. There was games in Boston. There was, I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone's going to fix it, they're going to fix it that the Americans win.
Yeah.
It's better for to sell tickets down in the States. It's better for So if there's going to be a fix.
Yeah. We all know Gary Bettman. If he would have had a say in it, it would go for the Americans' way.
Yeah, and they won a Canada-U.S. final, so they would have fit. Obviously the Swedes and the Finns were probably more likely to be on the back end of a bad call. I don't know. The T-checks just like to talk.
Right. And quickly, we'll just cover the ladies so far. So, Team Canada, the ladies team, they're doing really good up until they ran into the U.S. They lost 5-0 on a shutout there. They lost their best player, Poulet. Arguably the best player is out on injury.
Well, she's arguably still the best player in the world.
Yeah, and so it was a tragic loss. But like you mentioned before the show, playing them twice, once in the prelim and one in the finals, it's hard to beat them twice. So at least now we only get to beat them once.
Yeah. Stole my line.
Yeah,
but because they played the rivalry cup in November, and they were outscored 24-9 in 4 games. So now it's 5 meetings, and it's 29-9. So it's an overwhelming. I was really impressed with the Americans. I watched one of their other games too, and they're through and through.
Yeah.
Really, really, really a solid team.
Yeah, very tight.
It's going to be very hard for them for Canada to knock them off.
Yeah, so Canada still managed to get their way into the quarterfinals. No, there's no surprise there. They're playing that on Saturday.
They're automatically in the quarterfinals. There's a thing.
Yeah, versus Germany. So they're playing Germany on Saturday. That's the next game. And they're in Group A. So
I wish
second in Group A.
The men's hockey would do the same thing. Put the 5 top teams in one division, or 6, I guess they have, and then the other ones. And so all those teams automatically make it to the quarterfinal. They're just playing these preliminary games are seeds.
Yeah.
And then in the other division there would be just 2 or 3 teams if it's 6. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, 6 teams would be in the other division. So the top 2 would make it to the thing. I don't know if they.
Yeah.
I just think that Canada is going to be a crime. There's some matchups that won't happen. Canada, Sweden, Canada, United States. Finland, Sweden, or whatever might not. And so I don't know. I just think they could have done a better job with the scheduling. That's a bit of a problem. But
I don't know if that was a draw. Is that a random draw?
No, it's just the way to do it. I think they have a ranking system, and
right.
They 1 through 12, and they 1, 5,
right,
and so on. But anyway, it would be a real crime if Canada and the United States don't get to meet,
right.
at least in the semifinal, or albeit the final would be
definitely would be one of the most watched games of the season for sure. But anyway, so on that note, we'll let you go because there's plenty of more hockey to watch between now and the NHL start up again. So enjoy it. We definitely are. We're going to be watching this. We're going to be back again next week, and we're going to talk about all the games leading up to the playdowns. So. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and then comment down below. We love your comments. I especially love the one that compared us to Bob and Doug McKenzie. Take that as a compliment.
You're drinking beer.
Bob and Doug McKenzie. I love those guys. Give them an old kuruku.
I was a big McKenzie Brothers fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big fan of Dave Thomas and what was the other fellow's name? God, it's gonna. Because he retired, he's gone.
Yeah. Shit.
What is his name? Well, there's someone.
Comment down below real quick.
He was in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Ghostbusters. I can picture him.
Dave, no, is it Dave? No,
Dave Thomas is
Dave Thomas. Yeah, and oh man,
I can't think of
his
name.
I've got him
right
now. You know what? We're gonna Google it right after we get off the air. Yeah. We'll know right away. All right. Don't forget to, like I said, comment and like down below.